another tutorial on minimal techno, and today we're gonna create that kind of acid lead sound that's prominent in acid techno, and this is the sound we're gonna create today. So let's not waste any time and let's get to the bits and pieces of this sound. Hi and welcome back, and I'm gonna go through how to create that lead acid sound that's prominent in acid techno, and we're gonna use the same MIDI that we used for our bass line earlier in the tutorial. And what we're gonna do is just copy over the bass line. What I'm gonna do is bring up, the octave of it, just one octave higher, but the notes are going to remain the same, so there's no changes in the notes. We can actually change the color to make it so that we know there is a lead sound. And now I got an instant of Serum, the same synthesizer we used for our bass, and this is the initial preset, and you can see and you can hear that this is how it sounds in the initial phrase. So now let's get to work and create the sound that we heard earlier in one of my tracks. Go to digital waveform and get this wave tag. You gotta bring it up one octave and just fine tune it a bit, around 7. Okay, you gotta detune it as well to 40 and bring down the blend to about 40 as well. Bring out the weighted position all the way to 127, and then now we have a different wave. It's the same wave but in a different position. I think that's about it for oscillator A. Now it gets to the oscillator B part, and I'm going to include the wobble. In the wobbles waveforms, you have this fret-like bass. Just get that one and bring it up an octave as well. You can detune it a bit and bring down the blend and bring out the weighted position slightly, about 3. Yeah, and later on we're gonna include the LFO over here, but right now let's go to the filter section, and I'm using the MG Low 24 again, just like what I did for my bass. You can bring down the cutoff to about 70 odd. Bring up the resonance quite a bit, I think about 40, and the fat slightly to about 30 odd, and the drive as well. So now you can instantly notice that our filter here has a high resonance point here, which makes the sound a bit better. What we're going to do is engage envelope 1, but we're going to do it in the reverse, so it's going to be like this. And now we're going to work with the envelope. Just bring up the whole, and the decay, bring it down to about 400 odd. Bring down the sustain all the way, and so we don't have any sustain here, and bring out the release slightly so the notes has a longer release time. And for the glide, because we have notes overlapping just like the bass, and I want to have the glide sound, which is quite popular in acid sounds. So on the mono and the legato, and bring out the glide slightly more, maybe about 16. You can bring out the scale as well, just the curve, so that it's not a sharp up, but just a slow rise up. And now we're gonna use the envelopes. Push it to envelope, bring out, change the wave to saw up, and This one is about 1/16, 1/16, and you can leave the rate at 1/4, and bring out the smooth to about almost 50%. And now we're gonna deploy LFO1, the resonance. Alright, and you're gonna deploy it to the weighted position as well, but in the reverse. Now and also deploy it to the cutoff. Just bring it down a bit to about 30. I want to add a noise, a bit of noise on top. You can use the noise oscillator here. Go to the AC hum tool and bring up the pitch to about 14. You can leave the level right here, and now we already have a acidic sound. What we're gonna do is process it a bit more with the FX. Distortion, you can use the tube. Just make sure that it affects a bit more, and bring out the drive to about 50 over there. Next, just arrange it slightly. I want to bring out the filter. I'm gonna change it to the notch chaw filter and bring down the cut down all the way. Okay, what I'm gonna do is bring up the resonance slightly and the drive as well. So this filter actually moves about. It's a notch filter, so it moves about in the sound frequencies, and creates that kind of acidic sound that we are looking after. I want to attach an LFO to the cutoff. Bring down the LFO rate percentage down. Can leave pretty much everything as it is. Just make it smoother a bit. And now, yep, we are getting closer to the sound that we want. Next, just include a phaser. Bring down the percentage to about 30 odd. Now I'm going to include the hyper dimension, but I'm not going to include the hyper section. I'm just going to use the dimension. Just bring it up slightly and bring down the size to about 40, so it gives the side a bit of width to my sound. And finally the EQ. I'm just going to bring up the high frequencies here to about 60. Yeah. So now we are pretty much close to the sound that we want. I'm going to include certain external effects to get the sound that I want, and to be able to blend the sound in with the mix. I've already offed all the effects, and I'm going to go through one by one. First of all, I've included the overdrive, which is the Ableton stock plugin, and bring down the percentage slightly, and I want it to affect at the 1000 to 1500 Hertz mark, where my sound is prominent. I've used an EQ8 to cut out all my low frequencies. You can see here I've pretty much cut out anything below 300 plus mark, and I only need the sounds here, and I'm gonna add the other effects so that it takes effect on the sounds over here. And, I have this chorus, BC chorus, from it's a free plugin from plugin Boutique, I think, and I'm using the preset, the clean chorus preset. You can actually get this plugin from plugin Boutique. It's free, and I think it's the kind of chorus plugin that you can use for a lot of sounds. I'm gonna include my ping pong delay, which is the Ableton stock plugin. Just bring down my dry wet and my feedback down a bit. And next is the Valhalla reverb, vintage verb, one of my favorite reverb plugins. You can of course get it from their site directly, and I'm using the Fat Snare Room preset which is in the room's preset over here. But what I've done is change the mode to dirty hall and raised up the decay a bit and bring down the percentage to the level I need. Next, I use the EQ8 again. This is to sculpt the sound. Again, I've cut out pretty much all the lows. In fact, I need to cut a bit more to around here, so I have room for my bass and the kick over here. I raised the highs a bit and made a sharp cut here, which is some annoying frequencies, and a slight dip over here so that my pad sounds can come through. And I use the mid-side mode and raise a tad here at the side. And next, I've included the utility device just to bring up the volume and to phrase left and right. And finally, the compressor to finally bring out the sound and make sure the sound doesn't have sharp peaks. And that's pretty much it. And you can hear it together with the mix. I've included sound spots filter here to filter in the sound, and that's pretty much it. And we have what we need. And please tune in and support me in Facebook and YouTube, and I'll bring you more videos. Cheers.